What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, we are continuing the fabulous run that Sabrina Carpenter had all the way through 2024, even 2023 as well. I just feel like she's been absolutely in her moment, and I feel like if you've been a fan of hers since, well, even before me, but if you've been a fan of her since like 2018, 2019, you have seen the trajectory in such an amazing way. And I'm so excited that we get to rediscover Short and Sweet in a way because we get a little bit of that deluxe treatment. I'm not always a big fan of the deluxe album. I feel like you have a record, put the fucking record out. But I do understand, like, this is such a big record, had so many big moments. You can let it live on kind of again while you work on your next project. So in today's video, we have 5 new tracks from Sabrina Carpenter, and I'm so excited to check them out. One of them is a feature with Dolly Parton, which is going to be so sick. And I feel like it's either going to be an added verse or Sabrina's going to bring in a little bit more of that yeehaw sound to it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. If you guys want to see the full uncut version of this video, you guys check out Patreon. I also have the full uncut album listening party to Short and Sweet from when it originally came out, if you guys want to check that out as well. But I'm super excited to dive into this. So we are going to start right away with the first track, 15 minutes, accurately named because, well, she added 5 songs that added 14 minutes and 44 seconds. So she knew what she was doing. Let's go.
Clock is ticking lately. Guess that means I'm doing something right, baby.
Oh, that bass.
I'll make it through the night. But I can do love 15
Oh.
minutes. Lot of pretty boys, lot of fun and business.
I can do a lot with 15 minutes is great. Now, I want to know if this is supposed to be sort of like a double meaning here. Like, while I don't agree with this at all, like saying like, oh, this is your 15 minutes just because she did have such a big year. And I feel like oftentimes people try to accredit like the big year that artists have to, oh, this is their moment. But I feel like the kind of like funny thing about that is like she's in her quote unquote 15 minutes, but she's just fucking crushing it. And what she can do in those quote unquote 15 minutes can be super impactful. So fuck yeah. Woo! I can do a lot in 15 minutes, but it's only gonna take 2 to make you finish.
Where did all these parties come from?
Boom, boom,
When
boom.
did in out of the woodwork?
Oh, that right there. That's that little bit of that like country twang. Not country twang, but that just like little bit of like southern inspo in her vocal.
Rain between my eyes.
Ooh!
Feeling like we're all gonna die. I can do a lot of
Ooh!
15 minutes. Lot of pretty boys, lot of fun and business.
I love this because it really is just like doubling down on this idea that in my moment of fame, I can get so much accomplished. I can turn these little bucks into millions, turn these boys into, you know, memories, all these things. I can like fucking get you off in 2 minutes and still have another 13 minutes to do all these things that I do. I really do feel like this is just kind of like a, not a flex, although Sabrina is good at that. I almost feel like this is just kind of like a victory walk. Like, hey, I fucking did it. I worked really hard. I fucking made it to the top. I got nominated for a fucking Grammy. What else could I want?
Love, show 'em that they're missing.
Woo! Bah, bah, bah. God damn, this instrumental is fucking great. Oh, bring it in. Fuck. Those vocals are so good right there. There's like a perfect amount of harmonies. There's these really great ad libs coming in. I love her like accent throughout this. Like everything that she's channeling here is fucking sick. I believe it too. She will do it. Yeah, this is her victory lap track in my opinion, and I feel like she absolutely deserves this moment. And I love that it's this moment where it's trying to, you're doing a couple things. One, 5 tracks, it's 15 minutes that you added to the deluxe, cool. But also in this 15 minutes, you're telling us what you can do, but also looking at it from the perspective of maybe people that either don't necessarily like her or have some criticism to say about her. She's trying to say like, look at what I can accomplish in the time that I am considered quote unquote famous or at the top. It's that 15 minutes of fame thing that I feel like she walks all over in this because she's trying to say, fine, you can call it 15 minutes of fame, but in 2 minutes, I'm gonna get you off. I'm gonna turn all this money into more money. I'm gonna do every fucking thing I want. I'm also gonna be a little bit crazy and a little bit and say some shit. And I love that so much because she really just like embodies comedy, but also like on a pop level. Like, I'm just thankful that we have that. I'm a really big fan of those vocals coming in, those ad libs coming in, get a harmony on there, throw that guitar riff in the back. You guys know I'm a big fan of when you start piecing songs together in such a great way, in my opinion, like that. That was sick. This is Please, Please, Please featuring Dolly Parton. Oh my God, they have just redone the whole thing. Let's go. I'm terrified I'm gonna get lead poisoning from this mug because it's vintage.
I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste. Not you're different. And everyone makes mistakes, but just
That twangy guitar in the back is everything.
whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. I tell them it's just your culture.
Wait, that is such a cool harmony right there.
Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight.
Oh my God. Harmony with a vibrato.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
Oh!
Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. I beg you don't embarrass me like the others are.
Oh, wait a minute. Woo! That was so beautiful. Can we just fucking do that again? That harmony right there is just like fed into my little country soul.
Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another.
Oh!
I beg you don't embarrass me like the others are.
Oh my God.
An idea, babe. Maybe just stay inside.
Woo!
I know you're craving some fresh air, but the ceiling fan is so nice. Really, really. Please, please, don't prove I'm right. Don't prove I'm right.
Oh my God.
Please, kiss me like the others are.
I really didn't think they were gonna get Dolly to say motherfucker. Not that I think she wouldn't, but I actually don't know. That's interesting. I guess like I don't really think about who has a potty mouth. You know what I mean? Mine's the worst.
Please, please, please.
Oh, with the strings coming back. Oh,
If you wanna go and be stupid, don't do it in front of me. Or make me hate you prolifically. Please, please, please.
oh my God. Honestly, I can't imagine sitting in this session. There's like enough of this song has been changed up that like it really does feel like a fresh take. But this instrumental, in my opinion, catering so well to Sabrina's like southern twang that she has in her vocal, but also like Dolly's such a moment on this. What I really want, I want to take this back right here because I want to put like an emphasis on how much I love this like vocal thing going on where it's like you got Sabrina, you got Dolly, they're doing two different things. They'll come together every once in a while, break back apart, guitar goes back. This is just so good. Let me just take this.
Please, 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 please.
Woo! I really love that it feels like this track was built from the ground up with the intention of having Dolly Parton on it. I feel like during the pandemic, as much as I love the music that came out at that time, a lot of collaborations felt a little bit cut and paste, not always, but a little bit because you're kind of just trying to rework with what you have because you're working from these, there's like a lot going on, right? What I love is that like as we've moved past that, because that was 5 years ago, you know, the impacts were kind of long lasting. As we move past that, I feel like at least when it comes to these collaborations and features, they're really built with the intention of being a collaboration or a feature. And I just feel like this song getting that treatment was perfect. Dolly sounds incredible on this. What's really cool is like her voice has this like natural vibrato to it with so much country sound to it, and that harmonizing with Sabrina was awesome in my opinion. It just makes it sound really cool. It gives it this classic like southern feel while having like a modern pop sound at the same time. What a cool blend. Couldn't make it any harder.
Oh, what I'd give to be meeting you as the glass half full version of me. Any harder to love me, your arms are reaching. You say you can take it, but you don't know how hard I can make it.
Okay, so are they in a relationship? That's a little bit confusing because it sounds like she's like, I make it hard for you to love me, and yet you still try and you reach out so hard to try to get me, but you can't touch me. So I'm not quite sure if they're actually together or if it's the point that somebody is just in love with you, but the distance is just too far. You can't really build like a real relationship.
So goddamn reactionary. And hold me, your arms are reaching. I know
Oh my God.
frustrated.
She has such a good voice for this. I'm just gonna take this back a little bit.
Your arms are reaching, and your eager heart is throbbing. I know you're
Woohoo!
frustrated, 'cause I will not let you touch me.
I could also kind of interpret this as her saying she knows that like fuckboys are gonna try to like meet up with her and always try to like do the thing with her. But what she's trying to say is like, I'm wanting somebody to be all of me. So I want to be my exact personality. And maybe I also have this physical thing about me, but you can't fucking get there without finding out who I am and who I am. Essentially, I don't want to just hook up with you. I want to make it hard and make it a challenge because I want you to like accept me for who I am. I might be reading into that too much. Bum, 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 bum. I'm sorry, these big vocal moments over these string sections like this though are so iconic for her. And now that I saw her Christmas special, and then I saw her, which we watched on Patreon, and I saw her Grammy performance, she really is such a performer that I can already picture the song being performed with having the full string section, going absolutely all out, because that seems like what she does.
I couldn't make it any harder to love me. Oh, one day, believe me, you'll want someone that makes it easy.
I do kind of feel like that's what it is. I think what she's trying to say is like her personality and all those things about her, she's more than just sex. And when these guys are trying to come in and just physically be with her, she's trying to show that like there's more to me than that. And at the same time, I have a lot of personality. I got a lot of things going on inside of me. So you're going to think you want to be here for this reason, but when I want you to love me and you can't see the real me, or you can't accept the real me, that right there is why I'm not interested in this. And I think that as Sabrina is probably growing in her career, and like I feel like she's had a couple public breakups and stuff, she's probably starting to realize like, wow, people want to be with me until like they learn me and they don't want to be with me. And that's when you know that you're dealing with the wrong people. You should always date people that are fucking gonna celebrate you, respect you, love you, appreciate you, and go to bat for you, all those things. Not people that just want to hit it and quit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not people that just want to like be with you when things are good, but the minute things are tough, you fucking like run away. Like, all of those things are what Sabrina, in my opinion, addressing from this song, is trying to remove herself from. She's trying to get out of the life in which people are always trying to do that. If she's gonna find a partner at this point, it's gonna be somebody who is strong enough to love her even when it's hard. That's what we should all be hoping for on this Valentine's Day, by the way. Okay, busy woman.
So mature, collected, and sensible action to
Ooh.
turn me down. Well, that's just unethical. I'll turn into someone you're scared
This has like a late 80s, early 90s kind of vibe right here, and I'm super into that.
of. My love.
Woo!
I didn't want you, little bitch, yes, anyway.
If you don't want my love, I didn't need your little bitch ass anyway. Fuck yeah.
I'm a busy woman, I wouldn't let you come into my calendar any night. Please don't be your perfect missus till the day that one of us dies.
Okay, falling right off of couldn't make it any harder. If you get to the point in which you love me in the way that I need to be loved, in the way that I want to be loved, I will be with you the rest of my life. What is that song? I don't know actually who sings it, but it's like something like, when it's for life, we fuck for life, or whatever. Like, I think about that song because like, yeah, it's true. Once you find that person, you absolutely are gonna be like all the way involved in that forever until the flame burns out, but hopefully it doesn't. And Sabrina's trying to say that I'm gonna be here regardless.
Shave and lipstick to reapply. Maybe for you, though, I could accommodate. Tantric yoga, baby, namaste.
Hey, she's so funny. Tantric yoga, baby, namaste. I can't wink. What am I doing?
You gay. But if you need my love, I didn't want you, little bitch, yes, anyway.
fucking love that. Woo! Man, I wish that went on longer. That's such a good like section for a chorus. Right here. I can hear it. Busy woman, do 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 do. Busy woman, do 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 do. That'd be so sick. Bah. Bah. Fuck. There's like, I know, like, without even looking, I know Jack Antonoff produced this song because there's so many vocal layers happening in Sabrina's voice right here. It's insane. And like, the only person that is willing to sit there and layer it that many times is Jack Antonoff. And we're thankful for it because it sounds fucking great. There's so many layers. I really feel like we should have used more of that busy woman section. That could just make this such a fucking banger. Woo! Da-dum, boom, ba-do-da-do-do. Ba, ba, ba. That to me, that whole like layered vocal thing, I think is one thing that like it ingrains Sabrina's voice into my head. I don't know about you guys, but I am somebody who like the frequency of the music, when I can hear the certain layers and stuff, that shit just like it gives me like a physical response, you know? And I feel like when I hear those layers over this kind of instrumental, this like late 80s, almost feels like I should be in like workout attire, like doing like a whole thing. That to me, such a vibe. Man, when I hear that chorus, that busy woman, there could have been like a little bit more with that. I don't know. Personally, I feel like that section is so cool. I would have let it live a little bit longer. Then again, who the fuck am I? The song's badass anyways. I think the whole point of this is trying to say like, look, I got a lot going on in my life. Like fucking Sabrina Carpenter. I gotta shave. I gotta like fucking shower and get ready to hang out with you. But I'm also like on probably like a tour and like I'm making all this music and money and stuff. But like if you're the person that's willing to give me all of you, I want to reciprocate that. So if you say you love me, we will be together. If you want to be with me, I can like schedule you in my calendar. When you're someone of Sabrina's caliber, when you're on this level, dating is probably extremely difficult already. And like, just because you made it to like the big leagues doesn't mean that all the dudes aren't fuckboys too. So I feel like all the same things that she's had to juggle just growing up, she's still gonna have to juggle as one of the most famous singers in the world. That's just the reality of it. And I love the kind of just the idea of like, all right, well, I'm busy, but if you're down to do this and our connection's real, I'll be here for life as long as you are until one of us dies. That's sick. Man, I need a remix of this with that busy woman hook going off. Woo! All right, this is bad reviews.
Heard all the bad news and the bad reviews, couple bad gut feelings. Well, I've had them too, but still let you.
Wait, the way she says two right there is just too good.
Couple bad gut feelings. Well, I've had them too, but so long I've got something to prove. If I close an eye, it's almost like your red flags are blue.
Can't even imagine being on a level where you're dating somebody who like has any notoriety or anything, but let's just say that we know that somebody is awful. For every bad person that's out there, there's always that one person, that good person that sees whatever good in them that might be, and they put themselves in those relationships even though they know kind of what they're getting into. Like she says, sometimes your red flags seem a little blue to me. Like maybe I don't have to like always think that you're the worst just because that's what I've heard. Oh.
Got self-awareness, just want someone to love me who does.
Okay, so that hits a little bit harder then. I want someone to love me who doesn't. So I'm here, I'm standing up for you, I'm doing all those things. But like, obviously the love's not real. You've just got a lot of moments in which you freak out or you take long showers, basically like you're out of rehab. So I'm here trying to fight this with somebody who doesn't actually love me. Love how like Southern inspo this thing has. Woo!
Bad reviews, all the friends trying to save me. Well, I cut them loose. There's another boy that's not even my boyfriend. Still I choose.
Oh my God. Fuck. Like that just makes me want to see a live version of the song. I just want to see her, like, you know, we've watched a lot of acapella or like stripped down reactions of hers back in like 2019, 2020. And one thing that I really learned about her in that time is that she's got a voice that goes for days. And like the thing that I hear immediately when I'm hearing this, especially that last section, I have this like visual of her just like sitting on a couch, someone playing the guitar next to her, and she's just like sitting there like singing her heart out. And like in a song like this, I feel like lyrically, if you are with somebody, it doesn't matter what anybody says about them, it's how you feel about them. And that can be both a good or a bad thing. In this case, it seems like she's with somebody that she loves that maybe doesn't reciprocate that love. And I honestly feel like that's never the place you should be, especially if you're Sabrina Carpenter or really anybody. If you're with somebody, especially on this wonderful Valentine's Day, and no one is reciprocating your love, even if you love them, you have to leave because you deserve better than that. You can't give somebody more than they're willing to give you because eventually your tank will run out. Those last couple notes that Sabrina hits at the end, it's that breathiness that I always talk about, that vulnerability. I know that she fucking cares about what she's singing about, and I love that in this. I definitely feel like these songs could have just been included on the original release. I think there is kind of a point to letting an album live and then kind of adding a couple little moments there at the top. I don't know if she knew that Short and Sweet was gonna take her to the level that it did. Emails I Can't Send was a really great album. I don't know how much that skyrocketed her, but this record in particular, the original version, has fucking made Sabrina Carpenter a household name everywhere. And I'm so excited about that because she is so much fun. I'm sorry, but like she has a personality and she's fucking hilarious. I feel like she's a great host. She's also an amazing performer and she puts banger after banger out. And I feel like that's a really awesome place to be in your career right now. I feel like these tracks could have been just on there personally. But I do love like a track like 15 Minutes where now that she's so fucking famous, a track like 15 Minutes makes a lot of sense because it's almost like you're flexing your shit a little bit. It's like, okay, you can say whatever you want about where I'm at in my career right now. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna show you what I can do with it. The reimagination or the kind of like the rebuilding of the instrumentation for Please 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 to allow Dolly Parton to have such a great space on there was so cool. And I personally feel like Sabrina and Dolly harmonizing is one of the coolest things I've heard. Dolly's register with Sabrina's, I feel like it just meshes in a really cool way. Couldn't make it any harder. In my opinion, that song just kind of standing about being yourself so much that people have to love you for who you are. They can't just try to reach out and have you all the time. And I think that's very important for anyone to remember that, like, be the version of yourself. You don't have to fake it. Someone's going to love you for the version of yourself that you are. And that also means don't give yourself to any fuckboy. Let people learn and want and need and feel and desire you, and then you have it. You know what I mean? Busy Woman, to me, it kind of vibes off of that in a way where couldn't make it any harder. Is talking about how hard it is for her to find people that are gonna love her. For her, a busy woman is, I'm so fucking busy in my life that once I do find that person and they tell me that they love me, I'm willing to give them my all, and I'm willing to like make time for them in my calendar, my very busy calendar that is full of money, because in my 15 minutes I'm turning bucks into millions. And then in bad reviews, I feel like it kind of goes, it kind of takes away from some of the things I just said, but it also kind of is true that just because people say that your favorite restaurant is bad doesn't mean it's bad to you. And just because the person that you date is getting some negative commentary doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad for you. However, hearing her vulnerability at the end of that song, in my opinion, it's showing that you maybe do have those bad reviews, but you can't get over this person even if you know they're not for you. So definitely a little bit to dive into in the lyrics there, but this is really cool. Again, the deluxe thing, you know, I'm always going to have a weird relationship with deluxe albums because I just want all the songs when they come out. Like I said, in the case of Short and Sweet, I do feel like it makes a lot of sense because she's done so much that, like, to add a little icing on the cake, I feel like is pretty sick. So I really like these. Busy Woman, I really appreciate the layered vocals in there. So shout out Jack. Let me make sure. Yeah, Jack. So I wanted to make sure that was actually who was on there. I just felt like that just such a great sound for her. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to watch the full album listening party to this video, which is probably like 30 minutes long, as well as the entire album listening party to Short and Sweet originally, the link's in the description. I also did a reaction to Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas special, which is also in the link in the description. And I think I have other Sabrina Carpenter stuff over there anyways, because I like her. I've been reacting to her for a long time. I'm really glad to see where she's at in her career. And I'm so glad that here on this wonderful Valentine's Day, she blessed us with this gift. I can treat it like a little EP. So I love y'all. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.